Well, that's a very good question, and I haven't always been very good at doing it. In fact, some of you may have heard this story before. Most of you have not. It's in my new book, which is called The Myth of Normal. It's published in English in September, in German in March. There's a story that I tell where I traveled to Peru to lead a retreat with ayahuasca to the jungle, in the Amazon jungle in Peru. And I've been doing this for 12 years. And we have the first ceremony. So there's 24 of us in the Malacca, which is the structure in which they hold the ceremony. And there's 6 shamans, 6 maestros and maestras, 3 women, 3 men, who are chanting to us. And they come and chant to me. And I'm sitting there like a stone. Yeah. Nothing penetrates. Yeah. In the morning they send a delegation to me. And they say, we can't work with you in ceremony. Yeah. Because you have this dense, dark energy. Now this is 3 years ago. This is after 4 best-selling books published in 30 languages, you understand? Right. The trouble is the shamans don't speak 30 languages. They only speak their own Shipibo language and Spanish. And they don't know who the hell I am. You know? We can't work with you because you have this dark energy, they said. Because we think, they said, that you've been working with so many traumatized people, you've been absorbing their energies, and you haven't cleaned yourself out. You haven't cleared yourself. Furthermore, they said, we think when you were a small child, and they knew nothing about my history, as a Jewish baby in Budapest in 1944. We think when you were very small you had a very big scare and you haven't got over it yet. So they fired me from my own retreat. They literally said, you can't work with these people because you're going to screw them up too. So they assigned one of them to work with me in 5 private ceremonies, just me and him. Yeah. So, and they were absolutely, I got it. As soon as they said it, I knew they were right. And furthermore, what they said, when the retreat was over, they said all the people that come, this is a retreat for healers. So all the people that were there were psychiatrists and psychologists and doctors and counselors and therapists and so on. They said, when we heard that a bunch of healers are coming from El Norte, from the north, to work with us, we thought we'd have an easy job. Because when we shamans work with traumatized people, we then do a ceremony to clear the energy out of us. And we just thought you'd probably do the same thing. But they said we've never worked with such a heavy bunch in our whole lives. So the answer to the question is not very well, very often. You know. Now, on the other hand, the biggest spiritual work I do is in my marriage. Yeah. And I've done a lot of work there. And my wife doesn't want this guy on stage saving the whole world. She wants a real person. Yeah, sure. You know? And in fact, she said to me not about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, she said, you've written a book called When the Body Says No, and a right one called When the Wife Says No. So
and for those of us that don't have a wife like yours.
Yeah, so I have
a dog, she helps.
So I work on my relationship. That's the most important spiritual work I do. Far more important than psychedelics or meditation or anything else. Not that I'm putting those down, but that's the most important spiritual work that you do. You know, all those